Okay, ladies and gents, boys and girls, what's going on? Sorry for being a couple minutes late. We had some issues with the phone lines bugging out a little bit, but we're good now. We are live here on the Daily Crow. It is Wednesday, March the 30th, 2022. We're taking your questions, your comments, your calls. Court is in session. Court is in session. Here we go. Court is in session. I want to hear from you. Therapy Wednesday. We get it. All right, cool. 843-790-3377. Guys, that's 843-790-3377. Again, I do want to hear from you. I see Travi, Brendan, Cody Gaskins, Brian Lattimore, Jason Derrick, Adam Ritter. Adam Ritter with a long message, too. Cocky Twan, what's going on? Appreciate y'all. Also, guys, in the Big Cock Club Discord, head over to the TDC Questions channel. The TDC Questions channel to be sure that your questions are answered there. Your questions are answered there. Yeah, we've got a lot to get into, obviously a lot to discuss. I'm sure that the phone lines will be ringing off of the hook today. So I'm very excited and very intrigued for that. Want to hear from you. 843-790-3377. Hey, Ritter, it's a great day to call in, my guy, if you'd like to call in and call in for like the first time ever. Also, guys, it's Wednesday. We're live at Tin Roof. You see the hat tonight? I'm rocking the hat we're rocking at Tin Roof. 6 to 8 will be out there taking your questions, comments. So probably just more bitching from people tonight. So it'll be a lot of fun today. Great Wednesday. And guys, I'll tell you this. I'm in a good mood today. I'm in a good mood. I'm unbothered. I'm unfazed. You know, there's moments to be, if you listen to the podcast, you probably already know this. There's moments to be upset. There's moments to be irritated. There's moments to be frustrated. There's moments to be irate and angry. And then sometimes you just have to laugh it off. And you have to keep perspective. And I mean, maybe this is an unpopular take considering what I do. And I'm sure people think that I truly just live and die with every single result that is South Carolina. You know, when we lose, it just completely ruins my entire being. And when we win, I hang my entire existence on that. I mean, sometimes, man, you just have to laugh. I mean, sometimes you just have to laugh. I mean, it's a game played by 18 to 22-year-old kids, and it just makes no sense. I mean, it just flat out makes no sense. It flat out makes no sense. You know, so that's what I'm doing today. I mean, I'm just laughing it off. This team makes no sense. This team makes no sense. So I don't know what to tell you guys. Gamecocks obviously again losing to PC last night, 9-6. And I was at the game and I was with a couple buddies, and again, we were like joking in pregame. I mean, we were joking in pregame about, oh yeah, what if you lost to PC? You know, they lost 36-4 or whatever to Campbell on Sunday. And sure enough, it happens. You know what I mean? Sure enough, it happens. So at this point, it's just comical. At this point, it's just comical. It's just funny. I mean, it's just funny at this point. So it's just funny at this point. Again, would love to hear from you all. No, I mean, I just, again, and I said this on the show that dropped today against episode 629. Be sure you check it out. I said this on the podcast, though, and I'll echo this, guys, and I'll say this again. We have quality ball players on this team. There's no doubt. We have quality baseball players. And I think when you look at this ball club, we're painfully inconsistent. We're painfully inconsistent. And so we're going to win some nice series down the road. We are. We're going to win some nice SEC series. Heck, it wouldn't shock me if we made the postseason. But we're also going to lose some just mind-blowing, head-scratching games like you saw last night. And whether we make the postseason or not, I think when the dust settles, what we're going to say about this team, because we sit right now almost at the halfway point, 24 games through this thing, sitting at 12-12. I think what you're going to say about this ball club is that this is a bad baseball team, a very, at best, painfully average baseball team. Because the inconsistencies you're seeing, and I understand, guys, midweek losses happen. Nobody understands that more than I do. But like to lose to the Citadel and PC in back-to-back weeks, couple that with a loss to Xavier, who's not a good baseball team, in the midweek, Couple that with a game you should have lost to Appalachian State up in Charlotte. We're just not a very good ball club, guys. And the inconsistent nature with which we play this game, it is a characteristic of a bad baseball team. It is a characteristic of a bad baseball team. And that's just who we are. You know, you are what your record says you are. You are what your record says you are. And right now we're 12-12. We don't deserve to be ranked anywhere near the top 25. I'm baffled that Baseball America put us as a postseason team. I'm baffled at that. And I don't know if, you know, I do question the leadership. I question from the top down, man, because what is the disconnect? How can you how can you look so prepared to play a Vanderbilt? How can you take 2 of 3 from Texas and 2 of 3 from Vandy? I know baseball's a funny game, guys, but that's just that excuse is getting old. Oh, it's just baseball. Well, not really. As a baseball player, you do have some control. And I don't care how many pitchers you're down or what freshmen you're playing or whatever. It just doesn't make sense to show up in these midweek games and play as poorly as you are. So, again, guys, I think the final verdict in the season will look back and say, yep, it was, you know, that was a poor ball club. It just wasn't a good ball club. Lacked leadership, lacked, you know, again, that inconsistency, that is a characteristic of a bad team. When you can't lock in for a midweek game at home, that's the characteristic of a bad team. Again, I've had people sending me screenshots of what the 10 and 11 teams did. Number one, are you really trying to compare this team to those teams? Really? And then again, I get that baseball is a funny game and you lose games in the midweek. But again, losing to Citadel and PC in back-to-back weeks, you came into this one knowing, hey, we laid an egg last week in the midweek. Can't let that happen again. And you did. So right now, you're just a bad ball club. I don't give a damn who you've beaten. I know you've beaten Texas and Vandy, but you're a painfully inconsistent ball club, which is a characteristic of a bad ball club. And that's just where you are. Again, guys, would love to hear from you. Questions, comments, calls. Justin Gant says it's preparation. There's no way these guys should have gone out and played at a high level. These kids look like they just didn't care. Going through the motions of playing, felt like coaches to get the kids ready for midweek games. It is a shame. I mean, yeah, you know, listen, it falls on the players to be ready to play. But, yeah, I do question what's going on behind closed doors. I can't help but question it. I can't help but question it, man. I just can't help but question it. Austin Kane, do we flip it around? Big question. Again, I do think we're going to, like, the bad part is it wouldn't shock me to see this team go take 2 or 3 from Mizzou. It just wouldn't shock me. It would not shock me. So we're just that inconsistent. I mean, listen, you got Will on the bump probably Friday, right? You got Will on the bump probably Friday. I mean, you feel good about winning that game. You do. I still think we could take 2 or 3 this weekend. But unfortunately, when the dust settles, I just think we're going to be just an average team, just an average ball club. So, and like I said, the injury excuse, I don't care what injuries you have, man. You should be able to beat Presbyterian. I don't give a shit. I don't really give a damn. I don't give a damn, dude. Let's see. Comments are rolling in. Corey Gardner, Gil Reese shouldn't pitch again unless we're down double digits going in the 8th or 9th inning. And you know what? I'll say this, too, because I see a lot of comments from Slapdick Ritter talking about Gilreath, and I know others have commented on Gilreath. And listen, I like John a lot. John Gilreath is a TSUS athlete, and I will say this, John, I know John very well, and John knows what John understands how I operate. He understands that I have to call things the way I see them. I'm going to be very blunt and very honest. So here we go. Listen, I like John a lot. John loves Carolina. The dude, you can't question his commitment. You can't question his loyalty to the Gamecocks. But until he figures it out in the bullpen, not in game, in the bullpen, until he figures out whatever's going on, he shouldn't pitch again. I don't know what's going on with John. I've seen him throw much better. It's just, He just doesn't have it right now. He just does not have it flat out. Let's jump to the phone lines.
Call from
Brian Ruler, aka Young Savage.
Young Savage, what's up, man?
How you doing? How you doing today?
I'm doing well, man. Appreciate you asking. What's going on?
Well, last night I got Mangway head baseball team, and to be honest with you, and I don't know if we're going to make it, if we're going to win at this point, because they got to win at some point. Because last night my best friend who played another college baseball game from last night I saw on TV, but his name is Noah LeBron, and honestly, he just say Gamecock stuff. But I know I just texted him on the comment, and I sent him back, so I don't care about that. And I know I said, but I know they win like that, but they deserve it, so I don't care.
Yeah, last night was not fun, my man. Last night was not fun. Yeah, it's funny. Noah LeBron actually follows the Spurs Up Show on Twitter, so I don't know if he's like a Gamecock fan or what. But yeah, so yeah, not a fun night at Founders. Yeah. Not a fun night.
Yeah, he is a Gamecock fan, and Tuesdays is no joke. It's the worst. But to be honest with you, and I gotta keep it real with these people right here, but I know I follow all of them on Instagram, but to be honest with you, that we need someone who is the best hitter, best pitcher in baseball here is Tyler June. Till soon as we come to fill us into how we need more baseball players to this season.
Yeah. No, for sure. Very well said, my man. I appreciate the call. Yeah, like I said, it was a frustrating night. I this team doesn't make a whole lot of sense. This team doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So, I don't know. I don't know what the immediate fix is or anything like that. But let's see. Let's jump back into the comments here. Cody Gaskins, next midweek, we play North Carolina next week in Charlotte. So, North Carolina in Charlotte. Let's see. Travis Allen, more up and downs than a pogo stick. I hear you. Cocky Twan said, there's nothing to laugh about. It's sad, bruh. Well, bruh, Cocky Twan, I mean, you know what? Sometimes, man, you just got to laugh it off. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you, Cocky Twan. You want my Wednesday to be miserable because we lost to Presbyterian in baseball? I mean, I don't know what to say, man. It is what it is. You got to keep it moving. It's a shitty loss. It's painful. We get it, man. But, I mean, what do you want me to do? You know what I mean? Like I said, I was irate and upset. And I went on my rant last week after the Citadel, and I'm not doing that again. I made my point. I'm not going to repeat myself. I'm not going to say everything I said over again for the sake of doing so. It just is what I don't know. It is what it is, man. It's just this team is painfully inconsistent. And, I mean, obviously, do I really need to come on this air today and say that it's not good enough to lose to Presbyterian? I don't think so. Grant says, wouldn't surprise me if they take 2 or 3, but damn, I sure wouldn't bet on them. It's bad preparation for midweek games, coaches and players looking to the weekend. This team needs to prep accordingly and win each inning of each game. Yeah, and I don't know what the hell is being said behind closed doors, man. I truly don't. I truly don't know what the hell is being said behind closed doors. Here, let's jump back to the comments here.
Call from
Will from Dirty Myrtle.
Will, what's up, man? How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Appreciate you asking. What's going on?
So I just wanted to call and talk a little bit about the Lamont Harris hire. I feel like if he can somehow get G.G. Jackson, which I know they had a visit, we might take another official to South Carolina. If he can somehow land him, that would be a bigger player than Frank Martin landed in his entire tenure, and he would do something that we haven't really done in a long time, which is retain South Carolina talent. So I think that would be like a huge step in the right direction. Not saying if he doesn't get them all is lost, but if there's you know what I mean? Like if we can possibly get this guy to come to us after the coaching change, I feel like it'd be a huge boost in momentum just for his start to his South Carolina coaching career, you know?
I mean, yeah, if you can land G.G. Jackson, that would be a very, very big deal. Am I banking on it happening? Not necessarily, but, I mean, yeah, it's, you know, I mean, that's Yeah, it's a given, man. I mean, you can land the top player in the state. I mean, that'd be a huge boost. So I think the hardest thing to sell to him will be, because great players want to play with great players, and who are you going to surround him with? That's the biggest problem. That's the biggest question. Because right now it feels like it'd be him, and I don't even know who. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I mean, who knows if Paris can sell him on it, staying home and being that guy, then it'd be incredible. I mean, that would be incredible. But yeah, just got to wait and see. But obviously, I mean, it goes without saying that would be a huge boost.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to see everybody. Like, I really was hoping Devin Carter would stay around because I thought he could turn into something pretty good. You hate to see some of those guys, Kuz and stuff, leave, but that happens, man. So, I mean, you can't really – people are trying to blame the new coach for that, but that is the process. That's what happens a lot of times when you have a coaching change. Players leave. They didn't commit to that coach, But it's going to get worse before it gets better, but sometimes that's the process that has to be taken. Anyway, all right, brother, I'll hang up and listen.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks so much. Will from Dirty Myrtle, always really good stuff from him. I mean, yeah, landing G.G. Jackson would be huge. That goes without saying. You get G.G. Jackson, that would be a huge, huge boost. I know he visited him Monday night. By the way, guys, on the basketball note, of course, Gamecocks women's taking on Louisville in the Final Four on Friday. In the meantime, Dawn Staley named Coach of the Year. The U.S. Basketball Writers Association, they have named her Coach of the Year. The Naismith Player of the Year award coming later today. So I would assume it's going to be Aaliyah Boston, but who knows? Let's see. Phil says, how awful would it be that GG follows Frank to UMass? Phil, if he does that, so be it. Whatever. Austin Greer, we lost to a team who traveled to Cola in minivans. That's hysterical. Yeah, Austin, that's more common in college baseball than you probably realize, my guy. That's teams traveling that way. I mean, not everybody travels like South Carolina is all I'm trying to say. So, Hunter Herlong, I feel like it's football season and Muschamp is our head coach. I hear you. Austin Kane, I just don't get the disconnect from midweek pitching and weekend pitching. It's crazy. Eli Jones, I didn't think he threw terribly, but they hit him. They hit him. Bottom line, they crushed him. You're down 6-0 after 2 innings or something like that, 5-0, whatever the score was. So, yeah, I don't know, man. You still should be able to find a way to win. It's just you find a way to win in the midweek. So. Anyways, of course, taking your questions, comments, calls, guys. Of course, it is popping today on a Wednesday. I don't know, man. Here we are again. Like I said, I was there with a buddy last night, and we just couldn't stop laughing. I couldn't stop laughing. I thought it was hysterical. I'm just like, because it's just such a joke at this point. It's just such a joke at this point, the way we're playing. It's just such a joke at this point, man. Luke RJ says a lot of people have been critical of Kingston for this season. What are your thoughts about all those people that have said they didn't like what they've seen the first couple of years? I mean, Luke, listen, this is a fan base that's starving to get back to Omaha. You know what I mean? And Ray Tanner set the standard here. He set the expectation, and we should never lower that standard and expectation. And, so I'm not going to blame people for having high expectations. I love it. I love that people have high expectations for kind of baseball. They should. My thought process, Luke RJ, has just been simply this. Again, the expectations here are clear cut. I don't have to kick and scream and bitch and moan to get Mark Kingston out of town. You're either going to win enough to stay here or you're not. And the expectations here are simple. They're clear, Over the course of a decade, I say you got to make the postseason basically every single year. You should be hosting more often than not. You, in my opinion, should be in supers half the time, getting to Omaha every 3 out of 10 years. I mean, really, truly. So missing the postseason is not acceptable. And I think you're teetering right now. I know Baseball America dropped a postseason projection, obviously, and we posted on social media that they've got the Gamecocks projected as a 3 seed in the College Park Regional, which was surprising to me that anybody's got us projected as postseason. But I don't know, man. It's just I don't know. The way this season's going, it just makes no sense at all. Makes no sense at all. Panic Ritter. Maybe we stop pitching Gilly and Esposito. I thought Esposito actually threw it well last night. I really did. I thought he threw. I mean, at this point, I'm bringing Esposito out of the pen before I bring Gilreath. I thought Espo threw it well. If he had any clue where it was going, he'd be really good for us. So I don't know, man. Again, it's just you guys come to me for answers, and I totally understand it and I appreciate it. And I don't know, man. I do go back to the mental side. Is this team locking in the right way? Are they approaching the midweek the right way? I don't know how you can say they
Call
are.
from
Robbie Davis, aka Kirk Street, aka the Hall of Fame.
to accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Robbie, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well, man. Appreciate you asking. What's going on?
Would it be safe to say we're not doing very well in baseball?
It would
As
be
well as we're used to.
it would be safe to say that, yes, as we sit here 12-12 overall. Yeah. It would be safe to say that.
It feels like vinegar through a PVC pipe whenever I say that stuff.
Yeah, we're not doing as well as I would like. Yeah, I would say that is a fair assessment.
Like, I honestly thought I thought we were gonna. I literally thought we were gonna either. I had a feeling we were gonna. I thought we were gonna beat PC, but I wasn't expecting it to be like as bad as they got beat this past weekend. But I was expecting us to beat PC, but doggone it, we just couldn't get it done. I don't know what's truly wrong with the team, to be honest with you. Sometimes they don't take the bat off their shoulders. Sometimes the fielding is atrocious. I mean, there's really no particular thing that's wrong with the team. It's just as a whole, we're not playing very well.
We're just inconsistent, Robbie. We're inconsistent again. And you can,
Facts.
you know, what makes. Let me put it this way. Let me try to find a good analogy. What makes a professional
Just make sure
at anything? What makes a professional at anything a professional? Okay. This is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the weekend warrior on the golf course. Anybody can hit a great
Right.
shot, right? Anybody can hit a great shot. Anybody can pull one out of their ass and hit a great shot. But what makes the pros is the consistency in which they do it and their misses, how small their misses are. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right. Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
you can say, oh, man, we're just inconsistent. Being inconsistent is a character trait of a bad team.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where we are. I mean, again, it's a damn shame because you see the potential.
Right.
You see the potential.
Mm-hmm.
You do. Because you don't take 2 out of 3 from Vandy and 2 out of 3 from Texas if you don't have any good baseball players. You just don't. But it's obvious to me, watching this group, that, and I understand it's much easier to get hype and excited to play Texas and Vandy and Tennessee and your SEC teams than it is to get fired up to play Presbyterian. I get it. But you have to approach the game as a professional and take it upon yourself to attack the midweek the same exact way. A nameless, faceless opponent. You have to find a way to do that. And I don't know if that's a player problem, a leadership problem, a coaching problem, or if it's all of the above. But to me, that's what I see. These are the same players. These are the same players that are beating Texas and Vanderbilt and then turning around and losing to the Citadel and PC in back-to-back weeks. It's all mental, in my opinion.
Right. Right. And I speaking of like errors, like as far as pros go, I watched. They showed a replay one time when I was watching a Braves game last year, and Freddie Freeman missed a ball by like less than an inch, but he still missed it.
Yeah. Okay. What is your point, Robbie? Let's get to it. Get to it. Come on.
I'm trying to think here. All right. Scratch the analogy.
Fair enough.
Okay. Anywho. I thought I knew where I was going with it, but I was like, okay.
Totally fine. Happens to the best of us. Totally fine.
Okay. But anywho, on a positive note, if my father gets off of work on time, I will be present and accounted for at Tin Roof tonight.
Beautiful. Love to hear that.
So.
Love to hear that. Truly.
So I will if he gets off on time, I will be headed to Tin Roof. So. And I hope the rest of your week goes fantastic. I hope everybody in the live chat is doing well. And you have a great rest of your day. I'm going to go put my food in the oven.
Love to hear it. Robbie, appreciate you, my guy. Always a pleasure.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Great stuff. Robbie Davis. Love to hear it. Yeah. Again, I question leadership from the top down. And I hate to like, you know, we were all celebrating just 2 days ago about beating Vandy. Right? We're all celebrating 2 days ago. And like I told you, I really do believe down the stretch there's going to be moments of brilliance for this group. I really do. I think there's going to be moments of brilliance for this group. I fully believe that. But unfortunately, when it's coupled with mind-blowing, head-scratching results like last night, it just, I don't know, man. I don't know. You just can't make a living. You can't make a living being as inconsistent as South Gunna has been. You just can't do it. You just can't do it. So it's tough to comprehend. It's tough to comprehend for sure. Dinger Bros, what's up? Shout out to our Twitch folks. Also, guys, if you want to talk this, we can talk football. We can talk football because I tell you what, the hypothetical that I posed on social media yesterday, right? The hypothetical I posed about the 8-4 or rolling the dice, I did not expect that to go off the way that it did. I did not expect that to go off. And I tell you this. I honestly respect the audacity of Gamecock fans at this point. Because the amount of people, and we're a battered and bruised fan base. When it comes to football especially, but really all sports. But when it comes to football, we're a battered and bruised fan base, man. We have time and time again gotten our hopes up, only to have them dashed. And so I come to you presenting you an 8-4 record, guaranteed. And the amount of folks that would not take that and would rather roll the dice is baffling to me. It's baffling. And then you've got Gamecock fans that are going as far to say 8-4 settling for 8-4 is settling for mediocrity. That's literally what somebody told me. Settling for mediocrity. I mean, I just don't know what to say to that. I don't even know how to respond to that. I mean, in year 2 of, I'm not saying 8-4 forever. I'm just saying in year 2 of Shane Beamer, to insinuate that 8-4 is settling. And guys, again, I know we've got a ways till football, but right, hey, this is South Carolina, right? Football's 24/7, 365. Never a bad time to talk football. And then Wyatt Jones in the comments says 8-4 is mediocrity. On what planet
Call
is
from
8-4 mediocrity for South Carolina, Wyatt?
to accept, press 1.
Phil, what's going on? How are you?
Pretty good, my brother. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I appreciate you asking. What's on your mind?
Oh, you knew that you were invoking me when you were talking about these delusional fans, man. Like, you knew that I was going to be calling in at some point. Some of them are in the chat, and
They
you
are.
know, bless their hearts. Bless their hearts. I just want to start with that because, you know, we want to lead with good, right? But ultimately, these people, and by the way, they're around every single year. It doesn't matter who's the coach, doesn't matter what personnel we have and what coaches are in the background. They're there every single year.
Phil,
And
not to cut you off, Phil.
Yeah.
It's like we literally did this last year. Like we were literally
Oh, yeah.
here doing it. Literally.
Yeah.
The same thing.
It feels like the Twilight Zone. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. If you think it's bad now, Chris, wait until, give it a couple months. Man.
Oh, I know.
You know,
Yeah.
wait after the spring game. These people are just going to be jumping up and down and screaming at the top of their lungs. Like we're going to the playoffs, baby.
Mhm.
Like these people, they will never stop. And it doesn't matter what logic you throw at them or bring up any historical references. They do not care. We are going, in their mind, we are going to the playoffs every year, baby. We just got to believe, you know? So generally speaking, there is nothing wrong with that. Before Twitter, there would be nothing wrong with those people. Those people are the minority, but on Twitter and on social media, their delusional thoughts are amplified big time. So we see those people, because the people that are like logical, like you and I, and understand what Carolina football is all about, and would be happy with a 7-win season or an 8-win season, like ecstatic, right? Because we've done something that historically is not normal for this program. We are the majority, but you know, unfortunately, you know, these folks, they have a platform now, and they seem like they're the ones that are actually outnumbering us, but it's not the case. Hell, I've even lost what I was wanting to talk about, to be honest with you. That's how crazy these people make me feel, but they're the ones that are really crazy. Yeah, man, it's wild. Oh yes, I know where I was going with this. My theory is a lot of these people came of age in our historical run under Spurrier, the before it got, you know, it went off the rails there. Those people, you know, when maybe they were teenagers and they were talking a lot of crap to their friends, like, oh, we're Gamecock fans, we're so awesome, we beat Clemson, you know, so many years in a row, and we've had 3 11-win seasons, and then the drop-off happened, so they become emotionally stunted at that point because we're falling down the roller coaster at that point, not going up. So, yeah, I think that's where that comes from, and they cannot accept the reality that we historically have been bad in general. Doesn't mean that we can't be good, but they just come to these they think it's the year, you know, 2011.
Yeah.
I think in their mind, and we can't shake them of that. So
Yeah.
it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. We know how these people are and how they act, and It's just unfortunate that they have such a large platform nowadays, because this is what happens. The people that are on the fence that don't really know what to think, they get influenced by these delusional people. And that's what creates toxicity within the fan bases. Because if we win 7 or 8 games, these people are going to be saying, that's not good enough. As you were saying, mediocrity. That's insane. That is just the biggest peak of Gamecock lunacy that you will ever hear right there. Somebody saying 8 wins is just mediocre, run-of-the-mill. Guys, go look at our history. There's not a lot of highlights and not a lot of trophies in that case, I guarantee you, if you look back far enough. So we should be happy with that. If this thing is built up over time slowly, then that's exactly what we need as a fan base and what we really deserve. If things start going south, we need to be vocalizing about that. But let's take an 8-win season and just embrace it as a lifelong friend, because they haven't been there that often. I'll tell you that right now. That's all I got for you. Go
Phil,
Cubs.
appreciate you. Thank you, sir. And I'll say this too. Phil makes a lot of good points. I am not here to be a pessimist or trounce anyone's optimism necessarily. I'm really not. But again, perspective is a beautiful thing, dude. And what scares me, I think what scares me is, I mean, I've seen people on social media, dude, talking about 9-3, 10-2. Let me ask you this. Here's what scares me. What happens if we go 6-6? What happens? What happens until we go 6-6, guys? Or what happens if we go 6-6? Then what? You want Beamer fired? I mean, it's year 2. Arkansas is really good. Georgia's a loss. Guys, A&M's a loss. Clemson is a loss. Okay? Kentucky got better. You got to go to their place. Tennessee got better. Florida got a new coach, and you got to go to their place. I mean, to act like 7 or 8 wins is a birthright is insanity to me. I know we got Rattler. I know. Tanner Land says, never settle for mediocrity. Tanner, with all due respect, I'm calling myself out when I say this. Tanner, you're a Gamecock fan. All you've done your entire life is settle for mediocrity, my guy. So what are you talking about? Ooh, that's the take nobody wants to hear. All you've ever done your entire life is settle for mediocrity. You embrace mediocrity. You attend and watch mediocrity on a weekly basis. It's year 2. That's all I'm saying. It's year 2 of Shane Beamer. To me, if you don't sign on the dotted line of 8-4, you're kind of crazy. Yes, Savannah, I understand that the girls are in the Final Four. We get it. I get it. I understand. We're excited. We're fired up. We're just having a little football convo, Savannah. Just having a little football convo. That's all we're doing. Football is king, Savannah. You know football is king. Let's not try to play it any different. We all know football is king. Travis Lee, taking a 4 season, figure out how to beat Kentucky, Mizzou, and Tennessee, and then shoot for the 10-win season. Figure that out first. I hear you. Brad at 843, you know what happens if we go 6-6? It's fire Beamer. Couldn't get it done with Spencer narrative, crazy town stuff. I agree. Yeah, I want to see us beat Kentucky and Mizzou, man. That's really where I want to start. Yes, Savannah, you are correct. In March as well. Yes, football is king in March. Football is king in March. It's king. Listen, I'm a baseball guy, but football's king. Football's king, Savannah. You can either embrace that or you can't. You can either accept that or you can't, but football is king. It is. Sorry, it is. There are businesses out there that are literally run around SEC football, and that's all they talk about year-round. I don't see many women's basketball podcasts thriving, do you? No offense, I'm just saying that football is king. It is king. Let's accept that. It is. It's king. It's king. I mean, I'm well-rounded. I talk all the sports. I talk women's basketball, but football is king. I mean, Savannah, I guarantee you I could post a women's basketball clip right now, and it might hit 1,000 views. Sure. Savannah, I posted that hypothetical football clip yesterday. It got 10,000 views. Football is king. Football conversation rules. It does. It does. Let's not like try to deflect that. It's okay. We can embrace that. It's okay. I'm just saying that's a fact. That is a fact. Doesn't mean that everything else doesn't matter, but it's a fact. I hear you. I hear you. Listen, I'm excited for Friday, and listen, I'm assuming we win. And we're going to throw a huge block party Sunday in Columbia and for the national championship. And I'm very pumped. But if the people want to talk football, we'll talk football. We can talk. Listen, you guys control the show. We can talk whatever you like. If you want to talk women's basketball, somebody call in and let's talk women's basketball. Why not? I'm down. Hey, feels good to be good. That's the one sport we can really say that and mean it. Coach Ford, that is why we should have pursued a high-level head coach, or at least one that has been a coordinator first. Coach Ford, what does that mean? I don't even understand why you're saying that. That is why we should have pursued a high-level head coach. Why? So we could have unrealistic expectations in year 2? That doesn't make any sense. Your comment makes no sense whatsoever. Literally none. Justin Gant says 6-6 is a bad year, seeing what we did last year. We have to either win more or repeat what you did last year. The expectation should always be set higher than years past. And Justin, while I don't totally disagree with you, because I agree, listen, you went 6-6 last year without a quarterback. Now you had Spencer Rattler, right? It's only fair you raise expectations. But the thing that's scary about that, Justin, is, hey, we won X this year or last year, so we should win Y next year. Well, guys, things change on a year-in, year-out basis, right? Personnel, coaching staffs, schedules, they change. So not every season's built equal. I mean, obviously, again, you want your program to be on a positive trajectory, but it's sort of in my opinion, it's just a dangerous attitude to have. It's a dangerous attitude. It is. So what if you're Georgia, if they don't win the national title, they had a bad year? Is that what it is? Swindle Webster, I'm not arguing football doesn't matter. I love football for anything else, but to act to doom and gloom like our entire sports program sucks is what I'm saying. No, I'm not saying that, Savannah. I'm not saying that. Women's basketball is crushing. Dawn Staley's doing great, and we all embrace that and love that. Is it also frustrating that our men's sports are falling below par? Yeah, absolutely it is. Yeah. Is it upsetting that the revenue-generating sports aren't meeting expectations? Yes. Yes. Coach Ford says, Chris, we pursue a high-level head coach so that we have hope for the future. Others are getting better. We improve marginally, but not in a vacuum. You do know why we should have pursued an established head coach. Coach Ford, if you don't like Beamer, just say that, my guy. Listen, I think we got the guy we needed. I don't know how anybody at this point, Coach Ford, I have tons of hope for the future. I think 8-4 is a realistic year in year 2, which would be a fantastic second season. I mean, you're a slapdick if you try to argue otherwise. That 8-4 wouldn't be a good year. You're just a slapdick. But I don't know how that's an indictment. I don't. Coach Ford, I still don't really understand your argument. I really don't. I think fans have plenty of hope for the future. Right? God, you got people trying to predict 10-2 seasons. I think we got plenty of hope for the future. All I'm saying is just give it time. Like, just maybe it happens quick. Maybe we go to the SEC title this year. I'm just saying, though, like, don't set yourself up to where if we don't go 10-2, it's a bad season. It's not. Like, it is still going to be a process. Yeah, 8-4, I think, would be a great year. Jeff Gullidge, I don't know why Coach Ford's so against Shane Beamer. I don't know. And I don't know that he is. Coach Ford says 8-4 would be great. If I could sprout wings and fly to the moon, that'd be great too. So Coach Ford thinks 8-4 is unrealistic. Okay, fair enough. Coach Ford, it doesn't have to be when I do it. I would love to see your game-by-game projected predictions for this season. I would love to see that. I really would. Because I respect all opinions. The beauty's in the banter. But obviously, you think 8-4 is unrealistic. You think 8-4 is unrealistic. So what do you think? 6-6? Are you going 5-7, Coach Ford? Do you think South Carolina takes a step back? What do you think? Anyways, let's jump into our first break before I. Yeah. 843-790-3377. Tell me, guys, more of your questions, comments, calls, and more on the other side. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, guys, we're back. Taking your questions, your comments, your calls as well. 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Obviously, the conversation today, very heated. Brandon Wagner says, I feel like this is what it looked like if we go 8-4. He's got wins over Georgia State, Arkansas, Charlotte, SC State, Mizzou, Vandy, Florida, and Tennessee. Brandon Wagner with losses to Kentucky, Georgia, Clemson, and A&M. I think that's fair. Brandon. And again, that would be a really good season. I think losing to Kentucky would obviously suck. But, some big wins over Arkansas, Tennessee, Florida. I think that'd be a fun year, honestly. Jeff Gullidge, it just seems if we won a game by 10 points, Coach Ford would still be upset because we didn't win by 30. I don't understand why he's so down on his team. Just seems if you're that unhappy, maybe being a Gamecock isn't for you. Because being a Gamecock isn't for everyone. Not trying to pick on the guy, but just so negative. Coach Ford says, Georgia State, a tussle but a W. Arkansas, L. Georgia's an L on the moon. Charlotte, a W. South Carolina State, a W. Kentucky up there, L. A&M, L. Mizzou is a win, 50-50. Vandy, a win. Florida, 50-50. Lots of Florida unknowns. He got that a win. Tennessee, a loss. Tater Tech, a loss. 6-6, and maybe one win over a team with a winning record, maybe. I don't know why you think Georgia State will be a tussle. I think we probably win that game by 30, but whatever. Listen, could your prediction happen? I'm not saying that it couldn't. I'm not saying that 6-6 couldn't happen this year. I think the over-under in Vegas is going to be 6.5. You don't think Florida's going to have a winning record? I'm a little hesitant how down people are on Florida. Like I understand, guys, that Florida's, they had a bad year and there's some turmoil, but dude, they've still got talent. Like, it's Florida, bro. They are the Florida Gators. Like, so if you beat Florida in the swamp, I'd say that's a pretty damn good win. I don't know. That's just me. Anyways, guys, we're going to spend plenty of time, of course, talking about football over the summer and everything else. Again, I would love to hear your thoughts, your comments. Let's see. Yeah. Chase Floyd says, you just got here starting the stream over from the jump. Can't miss anything today after PC slapped us. I hear you. Courtney Washington, what's going on? Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you. Again, of course, Gamecocks losing last night to PC 9-6. Just making my life really easy. Gamecocks athletics loves to make my life easy, don't they? It's just unreal. Again, guys, quick reminder, episode 629 of the podcast did drop this morning, which is just a full breakdown of what happened last night at Founders Park. Also, we are live tonight at Tin Roof, 6 to 8, taking your questions, comments, calls, really good stuff there. Eric Reese, what's going on? Appreciate you tuning in. Again, guys, the phone lines are wide open. You can call, you can text, whatever you like. I don't know, guys, the baseball team, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I truly don't. I truly don't know what to tell you. Inconsistency just flat out plagues this group, man. And again, when you're that inconsistent, it's just the characteristic of a bad ball club. Bottom line, that's what it is. It's a characteristic of a bad ball club. Good ball clubs don't lose to Citadel and PC in back-to-back weeks. I understand midweeks happen. Again, guys, there's nobody that understands it more than I do. Midweek losses happen. But losing to Citadel and PC back-to-back, it's inexcusable. It really is. So think about this, by the way, guys. Again, Savannah was irritated with me about my comments on the Gamecocks athletics, the athletics department. Obviously, listen, women's basketball is crushing. Obviously, Dawn Staley's team's doing great things. Dawn Staley's team's like the last thing I worry about it because I know they're going to take care of their business. Feels good to be good, right? If this season in baseball continues the way it's going, just think about this for a second. The state of athletics men's athletics at the University of South Carolina. Think about this. If this season continues the way it is, and South Carolina, let's just say they decide to make a change, do you realize you will have fired all three of the major sports, the men's sports, baseball, basketball, and football? You will have fired all three head coaches within a 2-year span. I mean, that's the state of your athletics department. I mean, that's high-key embarrassing that you have flopped that many times across all the sports. I mean, it's almost hard to comprehend. It's hard to comprehend that your athletics department, your men's sports have reached that low of a level to where you need to, or you have made that many changes across the board. It's just crazy. It is crazy when you think about it. Justin Gant says, I really think we have a shot at beating Clemson this year. They lost coaches and been on the downhill for 2 years now. I think they haven't been keeping up with recruiting like they should. Yeah, Justin, they had a terrible year, right? Won 10 games last year. What an awful year for them. I mean, I got to be honest with you, Justin, and again, this is not me being Debbie Downer or anything, but this is just being real. I got my hopes up last year. I mean, listen, I picked Clemson to win, but I still got my hopes up, and they were crushed. So I'm sorry. I am just not. I'm not going into the Carolina Clemson football game anymore with any type of expectations. When we win, great. And after that happens, that after we finally break through and beat them, then I'll start to give us a little bit more benefit of the doubt in that game. I'm sorry, dude. You lost 30-0 last year. Is Spencer Rattler a 30-point difference? I don't know that he is, man. So, hey, I just hope we can play a competitive game with them. I hope we go up there and give them hell, and it's a close competitive game, and then we can go from there. But I'm sorry, guys, but average margin of loss in that rivalry right now has been like 24 points per game. You're going to have a hard time getting the kind of prediction out of me that you all hope for. You are. So, let's see. Luke RJ with football, I think people just don't like to give up and say 4 games automatically are losses for the games played. That's why they say that's a losing mentality. Well, Luke RJ, I guess I look at it from a different vantage point, obviously, because what I do for a living, I make predictions and projections and all that good stuff. So I guess the common fan can go into a season and believe we're going 12-0. But listen, I mean, Luke RJ, think about it. If I was picking Carolina to go 12-0 every year, how seriously would you take my content? How seriously would you take my predictions? How seriously would you take my projections? And guess what? I'll tell you this. I'm not beating my chest saying I'm the all-knowing, but I've been pretty damn close the last couple of years. Hey, guess what I picked last year, guys? In the regular season. 6-6 and 3-5 in SEC play. Guess what we went last year? 6-6 and 3-5 in SEC play. Guess what I picked the year prior? And everybody hated me for it. I picked us to go 3-7. Guess what we finished? 2-8. The biggest miss of all was 2019 when I picked us to go 7-5 and we went 4-8. Another reason why I wanted Muschamp fired. So, I feel like I kind of know what I'm doing. A little bit. I understand. Hey, predictions are just that. Who gives a damn? But, and I haven't locked in my predictions, by the way. My way too early predictions were 8-4. So I think 8-4 is very doable. I think it's doable. I just, again, I just caution people that like everybody else is getting better too, guys. There's a Kentucky show, there's a Florida show, there's a Tennessee show, there's all these shows of all these teams. And they've probably got a person just like me, and their fans are saying the same thing. 9-3, 10-2, like. And I guess that's the beauty of the SEC, right? That like. It's so competitive. Justin Gant says their new coach is a 30-point favorite. They just lost their best coach. Venables, I see Clemson maybe going 8 wins. Hold on now. Let's go back to this comment. Justin, you think Clemson's going to win 8 games this year? You think Clemson's going 8-4? And Darrell Wall Jr. brings up a great point, and I agree with him. We got to focus on beating the Kentuckys and the Missouris of the world, and the Tennessees too, before we worry about eating others. Dude, I agree. Because I tell you this. You can beat Georgia. Hell, you can beat Clemson. But if you lose to Kentucky, what does it matter? I mean, I will tell you this, because somebody asked me earlier today, would you rather beat Georgia or Clemson? A guaranteed win against Georgia or a guaranteed win against Clemson this season? And that one's kind of tough for me to answer because, on one hand, I think for our program and advancement up the SEC ladder, beating Georgia is key. I think it is huge for us if we could beat Georgia. I think for the sanity of this fan base, beating Clemson is necessary. I really think losing to Clemson the way we have is taking a toll on this fan base. I really do. So for the health and sanity of the fan base, and I'll tell you this, selfishly, for content, for merch, I'd love to see us beat Clemson. God, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. Tanner Land says we need to focus on winning the SEC. If we can do that, we'll take care of Clemson guaranteed. Yeah, Tanner, like I said, bro, we need to focus on winning 8 games. Like, you're talking about winning the SEC. Let's go win 8 games. It's what's so funny about football too, and so wild, is how different is the conversation right now had we lost to North Carolina in the bowl game? How much different is it? You know what I mean? And I mean, I'm not, we took care of our business, right? So it might be a moot point, but I'm just saying, like, it's so funny how just one ball game changes everything. One ball game changes everything. Justin Gant says you have to win your rival game every year. It helps the recruitment. It helps the face the fan base. Well, Justin, then what have we been doing the last 8 years, my guy? I mean, I hate to say it, my guy, but, and everybody else, if your happiness and your satisfaction level of Carolina football and just being a Gamecock fan, if your satisfaction level is hinging on the result of that game, you've been a miserable son of a bitch nearly the last decade. I hate to tell you, you have. You've been a miserable SOB. So, yeah, I do agree to the point of what Tanner Land is saying in the sense of, I think it is in Gamecock fans' best interest. Listen, I make content, man. I'm going to pick at Clemson people. I'm going to do it. I'll never stop doing it. But I do think it's in Gamecock fans' best interest to de-emphasize the importance of that one. I really do. I think it is in your best interest to not put that game on a pedestal. Let's take care of beating Kentucky. Let's take care of beating Mizzou. Let's beat Tennessee. Let's take care of us in our building. And that beating Clemson thing will take care of itself at some point. But if you're putting all your happiness on winning that rivalry game, you're just setting yourself up for heartache. You are. I mean, I hate to say that. But and listen, we'll see how valuable Venables was. We'll see how valuable he was, because I see just Gamecock fans. Well, they lost Venables. Everything's solved. I mean, they still have good players. Venables wasn't out there making tackles. Venables wasn't out there making the plays. I know Gamecock fans, we're just looking for any chink in the armor we can find, but they still have good players. Let's not make any mistake there. I guess, I don't know, man. I was put on this earth to be the voice of reason for you all. I was put on this earth to be the voice of reason. I really was, because listen, there's other Gamecock shows out there. I won't name them. There's other Gamecock shows that'll stroke your ego and pipe you up. And guys, you heard me all last season. You know what's coming. You know how we roll. You know how I operate. There's other shows and other people that'll stroke your ego and tell you you're not crazy for picking this team to go 10-2 or 11-1. But I will. I will tell you that you're a lunatic. I will. I will tell you that you should be thrown in the loony bin and we should throw away the key if you think this team's going to go 11-1, 10-2. I think you're crazy. I just think you're flat out crazy. I think you're flat out crazy. Tyrell Campbell Sr., you got something you want to say, my guy? The floor's open. Phone lines are open as well. I love it. See, this is what I'm talking about. Football's king, man. We're talking football all day. Hey, maybe this is the new go-to. When baseball does something stupid, like lose to PC, we're just going to talk football. Maybe I should set up a booth. I'll set up a booth at the spring game. It'll be like that meme, right? Set up a booth. 8-4 would be a very good year this year. Change my mind or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, listen, I love it, though. I love that the hype train is like at a fever pitch. I love it. I love it. Before you know it, preseason magazine season will be here. I love it, man. I love it, truly. I mean, I will tell you this. Baseball season, we're right in the middle of it. I'm a baseball guy. I hate the way that it's going right now with our team. And so I'm obviously not rushing the season away. I love it. I'm living present moment, loving every second of it. But I will tell you this. I'd be lying if I didn't say that I am very fired up for preseason. I don't even want to say off season because, like I said, guys, right? We don't take an off season, right? Preseason content. I'm very excited for preseason content. I mean, it's going to be a blast. I mean, this type of hype, this type of momentum, what Beamer has built, we haven't felt this in quite a while. We have not felt this type of momentum in quite a while. So I just can't wait to go throughout the preseason, drop record predictions and projections and hear from you all and all that good stuff. It's going to be a blast, man. And like I told you guys before, we got some big things going on behind the scenes. Very, very big things. So very, 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 very big things for sure. So very big things I'm working on behind the scenes. Jack McFadden, Muschamp went 9-4 in year 2. I think 8-4 is fair. Oof. I'm hesitant to make any Muschamp comparisons. Anyways. It's just funny. I did not, when I made that hypothetical, and even when I posted the clip, I mean, I know it's football, but I didn't expect. I mean, it's gotten the response it's gotten. The response it's gotten has been crazy. Justin Gant says, you're crazy to not think we'll go 6-6 with a talented quarterback behind center. No reason we should not win 6 games. If we don't win 6 games plus, then we have major issues that will need to be looked at. I feel like this was a young team last year with a lot of good players out the portal. No reason we don't win more than 6 games. I'm not disagreeing with you, Justin. I mean, I would agree. Any year less than a bowl game is unacceptable. I agree, especially this year. I'm just saying that if we go 7-5, I don't want to hear people say it was a bad season. I mean, and again, all 7-5 seasons are not built equally. So we'll go through the year and we'll evaluate and we'll see where South Carolina exceeded, where they failed, where they fell short, if you will. But I just think to say like 8-4 is a given is just, it's a little aggressive. And hey, listen, if you really believe that, if you think 9-3 is a no-brainer, you'll have the opportunity to make lots of money off it. Because I guarantee you guys the over-under in Vegas is going to be like 6.5. Hammer the over. Hammer it. Why not? Johnny Dozier. I'll put it right here. TSUS.store is the link for the merch, though. TSUS.store. That is the link. Dusty Rhodes, I'm putting all my stock in Bell. I think he's going to be the guy moving forward. Yeah, Jaheim Bell should have a huge year. Yeah. And I mean, you think about it. This is the money year for Jaheim Bell. What is he? He's a junior, right? So, yeah, I think he's going to be on a mission. I think he's going to ball out. So, very excited for Jaheim Bell, what he's got coming. Very, very excited. So, Austin Gear says 7-5 is a solid year and 8-4 is a great year. Let's not forget we won 2 games 2 years ago. Luke RJ says, bro, I was just explaining to why those people don't like 8-4. I would take 8-4 because that would mean a top 25 ranking. We were a good team and better team than last year. This year's schedule is harder. No, I mean, Luke, I was explaining what I meant when I said 8-4. So, I mean, I get it. I get it. I hear you. I hear you, Luke RJ. Again, mark me down as somebody who would sign up for 8-4 right now. I've been saying that for a while, by the way. I've been saying that for a while. I mean, to me, I look at it this way, guys. I think 8-4 is a really fun season. I think you had a really fun year if you go 8-4. You know, you won some big games. You had a fun year. I'd kill for 8-4 in year 2. I really would. Yeah. I would take that in a heartbeat. So, guys, again, check out the podcast that dropped this morning, episode 629, full breakdown of what happened last night at Founders Park. Of course, we are live tonight at Tin Roof. You see the hat? Repping my boys at Tin Roof today. Repping the old Tin Roof homies today on TDC. So, come on out to Tin Roof. Going to be a lot of fun. $3 drafts, $3 Rumple, $3 Fireball as well. Great food, great people, great times at Tin Roof. Guys, we're going to jump into a quick break, but more of your questions, comments, calls, and more on the other side. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, guys, we're back. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. We're here taking your questions, your comments, your calls. What do you guys want to talk about here on this Wednesday? Hump Day, March the 30th, 2022. Appreciate you all tuning in. Cheers to you all. Little agua. I'll tell you this, too. It's a warm day today. Beautiful, beautiful outside in Columbia. Beautiful. I'm contemplating not even going to the gym and just going for a walk. I mean, honestly, just beautiful. God, I can't wait for pool season. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm also thinking and planning on this summer just going to like Folly or Tybee or some beach and just staying out there for like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. I don't know, something. If I can find the right deal, I think a week and a half would be sick. Yeah, just live at the beach for like a week. I don't know, just get away and do the damn thing from out there. That'd be fun, right? Be fun. Anyways, want to hear from you all. Again, 843-790-3377. Again, we can talk baseball. We can continue to talk football. Let's see. Look at this. Florida, Georgia bumped up to 8 p.m. first pitch tomorrow night in Athens. ESPN2. How about that? How about that? Let's see. Cocky Twan says, why we can't think big about our football team? Aren't you the same guy that's such high praise for that sorry-ass baseball team for this season? How's that working out for you? Cocky Twan, I've literally picked 8-4 like 2 months ago. I'm just saying if you think we're going 10-2, I think you're kind of crazy. Cocky Twan, who you really mad at today, my guy? Who you mad at? I've said 8-4 is very realistic. I just think you're kind of nuts if you think we're going 10-2, which you are. You are nuts if you think we're going 10-2. Cocky Twan, I don't know who you're upset at, my guy. Like, I don't know. I don't know who you're upset at, my dude. So you can take that slap dick energy elsewhere. Justin Gant says our running back room stout this year, should be fun to watch. Hoping we get work down the offensive line. Yeah, I mean, that will, the lines of scrimmage will be the keys of the season yet again. The lines of scrimmage will be key yet again. We did not run the football effectively enough last year, and we didn't stop the run very well either. It's like Brad Lawing said when we had Coach Lawing on the show. He said, do not brag about having the number one pass defense in the country. Don't brag about being top 10 in the country pass defense, because all that's telling people is you can't stop the run. That's what it means. So. And he wasn't wrong. I mean, right? We struggled to stop the run last year. Let's jump the phone lines here.
Call from
David, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing fine. I hope you are as well.
Mm-hmm.
Couple things, Chris. I haven't been much of a basketball guy, but the comment I seen that a former coach of ours made regarding that the building will be empty if you're not committed has given me a passion to hope and support the new coach. But just for the record, if his ass would have done the job and won like he was supposed to, there'd be people in the building. But and then the second thing, I'd mentioned this months ago, but with everything with Beamer and Rattler, do you think there's any chance that they might move the Georgia State game to Thursday? And I'll take it off air, and see you soon, man.
Appreciate it, David. Thank you. Always great stuff from David Garrick. First to the basketball side of things. Yeah, Frank Martin's on a little bit of the petty tour, and it's fine. Listen, I get it, man. It's an ugly. It's just a breakup. That happens when you break up, Martin made the comment about having commitment and getting people in the building. Well, you know what brings people in the building? Winning. Dawn Staley's not having a problem packing the building out. So anyways, yeah, I'm behind Lamont Paris 100%. Excited for his future in Columbia. As far as the Georgia State game Thursday night, I would love that personally. That will be an ESPN scheduling thing. I can't say for certain whether they'll do that. Are they lobbying for that? I have no idea. So, TV runs everything, David. So it'll all come down to TV. Does ESPN want to do that? Whatever. I'm just praying it's a night game. I'd love I think a Thursday night would be a blast. I didn't love them when they were every year. I think Thursday nights are fun, though. I think Thursday nights are very fun. I would like to see it. Let's see. I hear you, Cocky Twan. You can be mad at Kingston all you want, my guy. All I did was make a prediction in the preseason. And I think Carolina football, you'd be crazy not to be excited for Carolina football. But I'm just saying that to insinuate that 8-4, we shouldn't, I think 8-4 in year 2 would be a great year for Shane Beamer. Tanner Land says, back to my mediocrity speech. Tanner Land says, if all we do settle for mediocrity, we'll always be a mediocre team. The expectations got to change or we'll be right here 10 years from now because we have never been a powerhouse team. Doesn't mean we should not strive for it. It's the same way in life. Well, Tanner, I understand what you're saying, my guy. I don't disagree with you. But it's year 2. It is a process. It is a process. You don't get there overnight. You know what I mean? I think it's a slow build. I think for South Carolina football to realistically be challenging to win 10 games a year, be challenging the Georgias, the A&Ms, and even, yes, the Clemsons, it's probably going to take at minimum 2 to 3 more recruiting classes, more good recruiting classes to build the type of quality depth that you need to realistically go into seasons and be able to realistically compete with these teams on a year in, year out basis. That's just what I feel. And if you disagree, that's fine. But again, I'm not sitting here saying we're saying, God, if we go barely 6-6, that, we should be throwing a parade. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that in year 2, 8-4 would be a great year. So 8-4 would be a great year. That's all I'm saying. And I also think that, to be a Gamecock fan and call 8-4 a mediocre season is just nuts. I think it's nuts, bro. Like, remember what team you pull for. Like, 8-4 would be a great year. In year 2 of a new coach, yes, 8-4 would be a great year. 8-4 would be a great year, yes. Yes, it would. Well, Cocky Twan, there's voicing your opinion, and then there's, like, the way you did it, which is foolish. Slapdickery. A little bit of slapdickery. A little bit of slapdickery, Cocky Twan. I'm all about voicing opinions, but a little bit of slapdickery in your tone. I just call it like I see it, my guy. Hey, that's the risk you take when you come on the show. You might be called a slapdick. Hey, I'm a slapdick. You're a slapdick. I felt like a slapdick leaving the ballpark last night. So we're all slapdicks today, I guess. We're fans of Carolina baseball. We're all just slapdicks today. It is what it is. Oh, well. You and I both, my guy. You and I both. Jordan Kaufman, is Beamer changing the Garnet Black spring game format? Wouldn't surprise me with moving it to a night scrimmage. There may be some surprises or changes. I have no idea, Jordan. I know last year was a lot of like situational and drills and then later we ran some. It wasn't really a game, so I don't know what they'll do. I mean, I'm not in the meeting room. So I'm not in the meeting room. Yeah, Cocky Twan, you're always welcome to voice your opinion, my
Call
guy.
from
I embrace it.
Rebecca,
what's going on? How are you?
good. I believe this Cocky twat guy needs to get laid.
Cocky Twan's fine. He's fine. It is what it is. Hey, the beauty's in the banter on this show. We embrace it. I didn't love how he was almost like attacking me for thinking our ball club was going to be solid this year, but it is what it is. Whatever. It's all good. Listen, I'm totally fine. He's a slapdick. I'm a slapdick. You're a slapdick. We're all slapdicks. It's all good. Hey, we're Gamecock fans at this point. I think we've all earned that title.
the way he was going on.
It's fine. Listen,
Okay.
Cocky Twan is a someone I appreciate him tuning in. I appreciate his banter. I appreciate his comments. It's all love. We're just a big dysfunctional family, but we are family at the end of the day.
All right. I just woke up not too long ago. But I thought I was watching the chat thing, and I was like, this guy is really, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm just listening. I guess I was put on this earth or one of the reasons I was put on this earth, but I'm just here to keep expectations realistic and inject perspective. That's all I'm doing. I'm not saying don't go to bed tonight and have a wet dream. We're going to go 12-0 and win the national championship. That's not what I'm saying. But when you wake up, we got to go play football. You know what I'm saying? We got to go play football. So we're going to play Georgia. We're going to play A&M. We're going to play Clemson. We're going to go to Kentucky. We're going to play Tennessee. We're going to go to Florida. We're going to go to Arkansas. We're going to play those games. That's really going to happen. So just keep it in mind. That's
I'm
all
ready for football.
I hear you. We all are. Yeah, everybody's ready for football. I'm not rushing away baseball, but, football's king, obviously. It moves the needle, so I get it.
I'd like to know how many days there is until football.
About 100, about 100 and 150, 160, something like that. We got a ways to go, Rebecca. We got a ways to go.
I'm ready for it. I'm definitely ready for football season.
Got a ways to go.
And I wish it was already here.
Well, it's not. So we got to stay present moment and, stay present moment. Enjoy baseball season while we got it.
All right. How did the game go last night?
We lost to Presbyterian.
Damn.
I know. Damn is right.
What the hell's going on with South Carolina's baseball team?
I don't know, Rebecca. I don't know.
That's my question.
It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. Damn is right. Damn is right. That's for sure.
And then we play Missouri, right?
Yeah, this weekend, yes.
I don't know what to tell you on that one.
I don't even know what to say either. I really don't.
But they can still kiss our ass.
They
so.
can. They can.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Tell them to pucker up.
Pucker up and line them up. Line it up. I want to say all the teams that plays us can pucker up and line up, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Has Robbie Davis ever called in today?
Robbie Davis surely did call in today.
I'm going to have to rewatch the show then.
Yeah, he called in earlier, first hour.
I haven't seen that Coach Ford guy on here.
He was actually commenting earlier. He was. I guess you missed out on the earlier part of the show. You will have to go back and watch.
Was he being an asshole?
No, he's fine. Listen, Coach Ford was, like I said, the beauty's in the banter. So we're just having good conversation.
I was wondering if he was.
No, he's fine. He's fine. We're good. We're good. We're good.
Oh. I ain't had sweet tea, so
Okay.
seriously, I need to get me some. I'm out.
I hear you. I hear you, Rebecca. Go get you some sweet tea and some Orange Crush.
I got Orange Crush, but it ain't cutting it because it's caffeine free.
Gotcha.
To be honest. Anyway, I just thought I'd just call in and see what's going on.
Yeah, we're just hanging out. Just hanging out. Just hanging out, having us a day. So, as always.
All right. Sorry for calling that guy an asshole.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Listen, it's the risk you take when you come on the Daily Crow. Nobody is safe. That's the beauty of it. Nobody's safe.
I mean, I didn't mean to put it that way.
Nobody is safe on the Daily Crow. Nobody. Not even me. Not even me. Certainly not me.
It's just not me I didn't mean to really say that.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. Rebecca, we appreciate the call. It's always a pleasure to chat with you.
All right.
All right, you take care. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. Appreciate Rebecca. Robbie Davis texts in, by the way. Robbie Davis says, just in case I'm not able to show up at Tin Roof tonight, I hope it goes fantastic. If I show up at Tin Roof, I'm probably going to get loaded tots. To heck with the team in the upstate. Yeah, the loaded tots at Tin Roof are, I swear by those loaded tots, man. Jacob Edwards, it seems like Kingston never shows any emotion in the dugout when his team's getting stomped by an inferior opponent. Is it normal for a baseball coach, or is he just not a great motivator? I mean, it's not uncommon for baseball coaches to be stoic, but, and by the way, thank you, Rebecca. Let's give Rebecca a round of applause. Great call there from Rebecca, as always. Also, let's give Robbie Davis. Great call from Robbie Davis as well. Let's give him a round of applause. And all of our callers. Fantastic job from you all. Johnny Dozier says people don't understand the SEC is the toughest conference in all of college football, and 8 and 4 years a great year. I'm on your side with that. We'll get there. It takes time. Yeah, it does. It takes time. It does. It takes time. And again, to Cocky Twan, you're more than welcome to comment, my guy. Listen, we're all frustrated today, dude. I'm frustrated with how baseball's performing. Dream big with football, my guy. Dream big, dream big, dream big. I'm just saying don't lose perspective that 8 and 4 in year 2. I think, would you consider that a success? Because I would. I'd consider 8 and 4 in year 2 a success. I think that's building the program. I think you're on a positive trajectory. You go 8 and 4, I think you'll see recruiting change, man. I think recruiting will continue to get better. Everything will get better. Beamer ball will continue to go to the freaking moon, man. I think it will. Again, guys, check out the podcast that dropped this morning, episode 629, a full breakdown of what happened last night at Founders Park, in case you missed it. Outside of that, yeah, like I said, we are live tonight at Tin Roof. Cocky Twan says, I think South Carolina football is in a great place. If the expectations are high, oh well. Me personally, I haven't felt this good about our team. 8 and 4 is great. I got us going 9 and 3. Okay, that's fair. Listen, that's fair. If you're picking us to go 9 and 3, that's fine. That's fine. I'm just saying if we go 7 and 5, don't call for Shamer's job. That's all I'm saying, I guess, to people. I think 9-3 is probably the best case scenario, and I will drop best case, worst case over the summer. But 9-3, I think everything goes right. I think we go 9-3. I think that's a realistic best case scenario. Kate says, I think Arkansas is the most pivotal game I've seen in a while. You win, you're in a great spot. You lose, you're down bad, Loki. Well, see, Kate, that's the thing with that game, though, is I think you beat Arkansas, it opens up the door of possibility for your season. But I don't think it's a game if you lose, like your season's going down the drain. Like you're going to be an underdog. I don't think Arkansas is a game like you have to win it to have a good year. I don't see it that way. But it is a great opportunity, though, which all you can ask for is the opportunity. Guys, one final break, and then we'll get back to your questions. We'll get back to everything, guys. Again, we're rocking and rolling on this Wednesday. More of your questions, comments, calls, and more on the other side of the break. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, guys, we're back. Taking your questions, comments, calls. Final 15 minutes or so here in the Daily Crow. Brian Dean says Tomahawk steaks for the grill tonight. Who's in? Brian, where? I mean, I'm at Tin Roof 6 to 8, but man, a steak sounds fantastic. Tommy Wallace says, what's the difference between expectation and potential in this year's football team? Not many picked them to possibly win 7 games last year. Most expected 4, maybe 5 wins. Well, Tommy, as someone that had them going 6-6, I think your question is, what's the difference between expectation and potential? Potential is a scary word, Tommy, right? Because potential is not always realized. Potential, I look at more as, I mean, we could potentially go 9-3, but what's realistic? What's a realistic expectation? You know, I think 7-5, 8-4. I mean, you know, so I mean, yeah. So, and I understand that, you know, listen, the over-under in Vegas was 3.5, and we overachieved. There's no question. We overachieved. There's no doubt. So, Nick Marshall, Shane Beamer, is he a tighty whitey guy or boxer brief? I think he's Under Armour kind of guy. I think he's definitely a boxer brief Under Armour kind of guy for sure, if I had to guess. For sure. Let's see. Where's Jay Fru's comment? I know he just texted me. Where's his comment at? Courtney Washington replied to it. My guy Jay Fru texted in, though, and said, I just have a bad taste in my mouth the way the university ushered Frank Martin and Eddie Fogler out. Well, I can't really speak on Eddie Fogler because that was before my time, but, I mean, dude, ushering Frank out, I mean, bro, there's no other school in the country that he would have made one tournament in a decade and survived it. I mean, what else could Carolina have done? Give him a lifetime deal? I mean, what else are they supposed to do? Have no expectations? Listen, I'm not sitting here saying that Frank Martin got all the support he should have gotten while he was in Columbia. I'm not saying he did. I'm not saying there aren't systematic issues within that Gamecocks basketball program, but a decade and one tournament, what are they supposed to do? Rebecca, I am 31, in case you're wondering. Most people don't believe me when I say that, but I am 31, believe it or not. Dude, if I shaved my face, I'd probably look like I was like 20. Luke RJ, I know we need to be better on the O-line, but do you think we will be? Rattler said he can help with the sacks. Maybe he can help in the run game too, and the O-line roster should be better than last year. Well, Luke RJ, I don't know if you knew this, but the Gamecocks returned their top 8 offensive linemen from last season. I mean, listen, can you be much worse than you were last year up front? I do think that with quarterbacks settled and the second year in the system, yes, I think the O-line is better. How much better? I don't know, but I do think our offensive line improves. Again, I don't know they can be worse. I really don't. I mean, it was pitiful at times. It was pitiful at times last year. So, yes, I think the O-line takes a step forward. How big of a step forward? I think that is certainly the question. I think that is without a doubt the question. So, let's see. Cocky Twan, yes, we do have Spencer Rattler. I mean, again, I know we have Spencer Rattler. I'm saying that I think Rattler's addition is going to help the offensive line. I think being settled at quarterback is going to help the offensive line. I think Spencer Rattler is going to help this football team. There's no question. How big of a step does the offensive line take? Travis Allen, I'll take 8-4, but I also want to see some competitiveness in those 4 losses. I mean, Travis, here's the thing. I want to see us go 12-0, right? But I also said this a couple months ago. Let's say you go 7-5. Okay. Off the rip, some fans are like, no way. 7-5, that'd be a failure. You only win one more game in the regular season than one last year. But guys, think about how you got to 6-6 last year. It took a last-second field goal to beat ECU. You beat Troy by single digits. You should have lost to Vandy, and you beat them by 1. Just a struggle all year long. If you go 7-5 and you blow out Georgia State, you blow out SC State, you blow out Charlotte, you blow out Vandy, I just feel like that 7-5 is a lot different than that 6-6 last year was. Does that make sense? I just, you know what I'm saying? Like, not all seasons are built equally. You can't just look at the season and say, well, if you only win one more game, then it was a failure. I just don't view it that way. And I think you get into a really dangerous spot when you start to try to use the equation or apply the equation to college football, where it's like, well, you won X amount of games last year, so you should win Y amount of games this year. It doesn't always work that way, guys. Again, there's different personnel, there's different coaches, there's a different schedule. Everything's different. So you just take each year individually. Each year is its own thing, you know? So, again, we got a ways to go till kickoff, but it is just so funny yesterday how that conversation, that hypothetical thing, just really sparked this entire convo. It's really just sparked this entire thing. It's crazy, but we love it. And listen, I love the passion of Gamecock fans, man. It's why I get to do what I do. And again, I'll say that again. Thank you to Cocky Twan, to Courtney Washington, to Travis Allen, to Travis Rowell, to Coach Ford, to the Big Cock Club, everybody that comments, man. Thank you. Without you guys, we wouldn't have this show. The beauty is in the banter. I don't just say that. I mean it. The beauty's in the banter, man. I love it. The beauty is truly in the banter. What's not beautiful is losing a Presbyterian. And I think that's why we've been talking so much football today, man. It's like, who does anybody really want to talk about that PC game? Does anybody want to discuss what happened last night? I don't. I personally don't. We're just a bunch of slapdicks. I mean, that's really the way I felt last night leaving the ballpark. Is like, we're just a bunch of slapdicks. And then, I don't know if you guys saw this on Twitter. Get this. I'm not making this up. This really happened. You can ask my buddy Tucker, who was with me, who will probably be at Tin Roof tonight. We're leaving Founders Park. We're walking out the gate. We walk out of the stadium. And about 10 seconds later, I hear this from a little kid. Go Tigers! Can't even leave Founders Park after losing to PC, getting heckled by some little kid. Truly. That really happened. Just unreal, dude. Just unreal. I don't know if it was some... And the kid was with his dad. And I didn't say anything because I was like, you know what, bro? What's the point? Am I going to tell a little kid to screw off? I mean, I just went, cool. Jay Frew says, is John Gilreath all right? That's 2 back-to-back outings when he's been shelled. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with John. I couldn't tell you. I don't know what's going on with John. I just, listen, as a pitcher, sometimes you find it, sometimes you lose it. I couldn't tell you, man. I don't know what the hell's going on with John right now. He just doesn't have it. He just doesn't have it. And like I told you guys, I think until he finds it, you can't put him out there. I mean, it's brutal. It's absolutely brutal. So, Travis, I took the high road. I just like, dude, like the guys, the kid is with his dad. I don't even have the energy for this right now. Justin Gant. There we go. Let's jump to the phone lines here.
Call from
Mark Kingston.
So Mark Kingston's calling the line. What's up, man?
What's up?
What's up? What's going on?
Dude, Mark Kingston really called in.
Well, my man, when you call in, it says your name. So I literally, yeah. You can't fool me. You can't fool me, my guy.
You got my number saved in your phone anyway.
I do. That's what I'm saying. It literally said your name. So
Oh boy, what would you really do with Marquise and Connor in your show, or Frank Martin?
I'd
Come
love
on,
for him to
give us-
explain himself. God, I'd give him the floor. Be the greatest day on the Daily Crow ever, or one of them.
You got to get me on three-way
Jesus Christ.
pressure. I'll ask any questions. He'll cry.
That's just what we need.
Oh boy. Well, how you feel about this weekend?
Well, we lost to PC, so we'll probably sweep. I mean, I don't know.
I think
I mean,
you-
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know.
I think sweep is a little too much because you do have Will Sanders on the mound and Matthew Becker is Dillis. But at the same time, does your offense show up? Now, if your offense shows up, you have a chance to win 2 out of 3, in my opinion.
Mm.
But you are on the road, and you play very bad on the road.
Yeah, you're 0-5 on the
And
road.
I don't remember a Keatson team being good on the road. If you have, if you can prove me wrong,
Mhm.
please do. But I truly don't remember a Keatson team being good on the road. So I do think we get one because Will Sanders is the fucking dog, and I love Will, and I think he's going to shut their offense down.
Mhm.
I mean, he throws Jim versus Clemson, Texas, in Tennessee was rocky, but still, he still held on to 3 runs. And my God, Tennessee's the best college baseball team I've seen so far.
Right.
And he held on to 3 runs.
Mhm.
So I do think at least one was Will. So,
Yeah.
And it's time for Becker to have a bad game because he is a freshman. So that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I mean,
But
listen,
look at
I think this team, they're painfully inconsistent, and I think we will probably raise our level of play over the weekend because we've just seemed to do that. I don't know. I can't really, I mean, you can't sit here and tell me that. I mean, it's we just lost to PC, but on the other hand, I'm like, damn, maybe I should be confident because we just beat Vandy 2 out of 3. So I mean, obviously we're good enough to do that. So I don't know, man. It's none of it makes sense. None of it makes sense. And I mean, you know as well as I do, man, teams lose games in the midweek. It happens, but it just doesn't make any sense, man, to lose to Citadel and PC back-to-back weeks. It's absurd.
I'm sure you probably know. I don't know, but it's not official. But I do expect Will Sanders to be back in the Friday role.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I would expect so as well. I would expect so as well.
So, nothing against No Hall. The reason they took it for the people. I know you got 1 minute left. The only reason he was taking out the Friday role because he started on Sunday, and yeah, I just threw everything off, especially with a pitcher.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing against Hall, but I mean, Sanders is your Friday guy. Like, he's your game one dude for sure.
And he would have never moved if that never would have had been a doubleheader versus Texas on
Right.
Sunday.
Right.
All right. Well, I'm sorry I called in so late.
No, you're good, man.
Enjoy
You're
your
good.
day.
You're good. I appreciate the call, Skyland. It's always a pleasure to chat with you.
Well, you doing a watch along this weekend?
Probably not. Probably not going to be doing that. I don't even think I'm going to be in town, so probably not going to be doing that. I mean, I'll be watching the game, obviously, but I don't think we're going to be doing a watch along or anything like that.
Okay. Well, that's great. All right. Well, hopefully we can pull something off and win a few games this weekend. I always want to win, but to me, I always want to lose enough to get Kingston out of here. But at the same time, I always want to win enough too. But
Yeah, I hear you.
all righty.
All right, man.
Well, have a good day.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Skyland. Great stuff. Great stuff there from Skyland, as always. Guys, it's going to do it for me. Appreciate you all tuning in. Like I said, check out the podcast that dropped this morning, episode 629. Also, of course, we are live at Tin Roof tonight, 6 to 8, taking your questions, your comments, your calls. Luke RJ asks, are you Steven Garcia? Ha, 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 funny. Far from the first time I've heard that. Appreciate you, Luke RJ. Appreciate everybody that tuned in as well. Again, thank you so much for your questions, your comments, guys. Again, I know we go back and forth. The beauty's in the banter, though, and I truly appreciate you all. Without you all, TDC wouldn't exist. TDC truly wouldn't exist. So thank you for providing fantastic banter as always. And like I said, hope to see you all out at Tin Roof. And if you cannot come out in person, tune in. We'll stream it live, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. You already know the drill. Again, guys, I'm out of here. Appreciate you all tuning in. Have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday, and we will talk to you later tonight at 10